Hey y'all, in today's video I am going to be reviewing basically Ikea Superstore whatever. I know I cannot be the only one that has not been to Ikea before. I have one in my area that is about an hour and 15 minutes from my house, and my husband and I were in the area and we finally just decided to just go. So obviously there's a lot of videos about Ikea here on YouTube, but one of the most influential people that made me want to go to Ikea was Kiva. And on her channel, I basically just watch her channel because of the home decor, which a lot of other people do, but she definitely showed you how you can get things from Ikea but get the luxury look. So I had to check it out. So I was gonna go in person, but then I was like, I can just get it shipped to my house because I wanted a cardenza in my office, but that didn't work out. They're not shipping to my area because I wanted the Besta system. I think it looks so good. I think it could be the Besta system out there. Best, like as in best is best. Anyway, let's go ahead and move forward. So I took a few notes here because when I say that store was kind of ridiculous, I am not exaggerating. I don't think. I think some people that have went to Ikea can probably attest to this, but let's go ahead and go through the little notes that I took. Maybe you can take these notes that I have and prepare yourself for what you're about to experience, you know? I didn't have a list or anything like that, so I really just took the story in for what it was. So let's go ahead and get into these notes. So my first impression was that, first of all, when you drive up, it's humongous. Like, what in the world? Why is it so big? No one really understands. I don't know. But once I got in, I started to realize why it was so big from the outside. My first impression was that, you know, you just walk in and then there's an escalator in the one that's in my area, which is Charlotte. And when I first got there, we went up the escalator and it was just like a magic emporium, you know? But then I started to get a little overwhelmed. When you first walk in, you know, first go up the stairs and things of that nature, it's a lot of showrooms. So everything that's in the showroom is being sold in the store, which is cool, but at the same time, unless you're really there for something specific, or like if you know you want to get your whole office from Ikea, those showrooms can be a little overwhelming because it's like, what do I look at? Like, what am I supposed to? It was really nice in a sense of like a showroom. Like, they had the rooms done up, you know, the rooms look nice, but at the same time I was like, this is a lot, okay? This is a lot. So then they were sprinkling sofas and different things in the same area as the showrooms. Once you continue to walk around, it has arrows, but it's a whole like obstacle course thing, because if you go into a showroom, you have to figure out which path you took. I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like I had to like realize how you get back to the path. Yeah, anyway, they had arrows, so maybe I'm just a little cuckoo or slow. But anyway, so you keep walking and then you hit the part where it starts to get into different rooms. So the showrooms were just like, it was a kitchen over there, it was an office over there, it was like a bedroom, it was a whole cafe in the middle of the thing that was non-functional, but it looked functional because it was so cute. But then you get to the parts where they have like all the cardenzas, all the bedding, all the, what else? Oh, all the kids' room things. So then you start walking through there, and that is cute as well. So you'll have like a lot of beds. So instead of having a bedroom set up, you'll have just a lot of beds. And all of them will be, you know, done up with things from Ikea, which is a little less overwhelming, but it's definitely is something that's like, you need to know what you want in a way, or you can be in the store for hours. So then by the time we got out of that section, at that point, we were like, okay, this store is endless, because it's almost like once you're in, you can't really get out. Like, it's like you can't just go in there for a bowl and then walk out. Like, you gotta basically go through the whole system before you can get to the registers. So yeah, if you're going to Ikea, definitely bring like a list of things that you've already looked up online to buy, because you're gonna be in there wasting time if it's only one item that you're going in there for. So once we got through, the kids section was the last part of the different sections where it had just like beds and office furniture and different things like that. So then after that, you got to the marketplace, which I appreciate the marketplace. Okay, yeah, so I appreciate the marketplace because this was more like just a store. It reminded me a lot of JCPenney. If you ever been in their home section, it's just like, you know, different things. And that's where I picked up a bulk of my items, because that's really what I came for, was just the organizational things, the little knickknacks here and there things. I didn't really have a big furniture piece that I wanted. But anyway, we ended up going to the marketplace, and that's when I picked up a bulk of my items. But it was just, again, a magical emporium. Like, it was just stuff everywhere, and it was like, okay, like, what do I don't recommend going to Ikea without a list or without some sort of knowledge. If you want to buy something, like if you're just going for fun, I mean, go for fun, look around, have fun, live your best life. But if you're actually going to buy something and you don't necessarily know what that is, I wouldn't recommend going to Ikea. Like, I wouldn't shop at Ikea just cause. Then we ended up going from the marketplace, and when I say, by the time we got towards the end of the marketplace, I was running out of the store. My husband recorded this video of me. When I say I jetted out of that store, like I was running with those pillows, because at that point I had picked up not quite a lot of things, but if you understand what I'm saying, I just went to Ikea just for fun. And then I started to see stuff, and then the marketplace is just so mesmerizing. You just look and you're like, I need that too. This is only $1. This is only $149. This is only $150. This is only, like, you start to just realize, like, I'm just picking up stuff, especially for a trip that's just like, oh, just cuz. So by the end of the marketplace, I was literally running out of the store, and I was so ready to go, but you can't stop yourself from looking because there's so much to look at, okay? So then we ended up getting finally to the warehouse, which, after having walked through the whole showroom and then individual sections and then the marketplace, the warehouse was again overwhelming. It was just a lot, okay? It was just a lot. I literally started feeling bad for people that actually wanted to buy furniture pieces, because while Ikea is very much so organized very well, it's not organized for the benefit of the consumer, meaning they just want you to spend money, okay? They don't care. They're like, look at all of this stuff and go get your stuff, because we ain't getting it for you. Like, it's like very much so like, we about to sell you on all this stuff and then go get it. So if I was there trying to like shop for my office or something, I would be so annoyed, because I would be upstairs looking at all the office stuff, see all of these different things. Like, let's say I wanted a desk, a chair, I would have found all of that, got the model number, and then went around this whole warehouse to go find it. Jetted. I mean, we were out. We were flying to the registers. By the time we seen the registers, we took a deep breath. We were like, oh, thank God we seen the registers. And then it got to the outdoor section and stuff, and they had furniture, which was nice and cool and all that different things. So that was our experience there. Of course, like any other store, Ikea is trying to get you to spend the coin, stay in there as long as possible. But I've never seen a store do it the way that Ikea has. They got restaurants up in that thing. You get to the register and then they trying to sell you glasses. I mean, you know, you go to the grocery store and you see candy bars and stuff. Candy bars ain't really nothing much, you know, but they were trying to sell me whole glasses, like as if I came in there for glasses and forgot that I needed glasses to drink out of. Like, that's a weird thing to have towards the register. You just trying to get me. You trying to get me. And then their last ruse to get me was they had another restaurant right in front of the register. And I'm like, am I hungry? Do we just want to sit down and eat and fuel up to go back upstairs? I'm wondering if this is something that we just, should we sit down? Oh, them some cinnamon buns, they look good. So, I mean, I was like, Ikea, do your thing, live your life, but you can't get me. Like, when I say I was so happy to see, I tried to get y'all a good camera angle, but I wasn't trying to include nobody's feet and stuff in the thing. But when I say I was walking out of that store and to see the broad daylight, it's like you going to Walmart. No, for me, it's Target. When I go to Target, I go in during the day and then I come out at night and I'm like, I was so surprised it was still daylight outside when I left, because I was like, how long have we been in there? I have no clue. All in all, of course, I would go back, you know? I say all of this, that sounded negative, but of course I would go back. But again, I would be very specific and strategic with what I get. I won't go there for too little, and I definitely won't go there for big, huge, humongous things. So I would have a list, very concise, and basically put my blinders on the way through the marketplace, because the marketplace kind of got me. So let's go ahead and hop into the haul session of this video. Again, I did not go for anything super specific. I just went, and if I seen something that was recommended by a YouTuber or a influencer or something that I looked at and wanted to get before, I went ahead and picked it up. So my haul is very small. So we're going to start with these items, which are the soap dispensers, quote unquote, and the airtight container. I don't even think it's airtight. I'm not sure. It's a jar. And this is how I ended up styling them basically in my house. I ended up putting my coffee syrup in there. One of them is sugar-free and the other one is not, and they're both caramel because that's my flavor of choice. And then I used the jar as my coffee bean holder. I think that's way more aesthetic and way more functional, as you can see, than what I was doing before. I had my coffee still in the bag and I had it in the cabinet above my Keurig, but I got this frame. So the number 2 thing, I didn't number the other one, but the number 2 thing that I would recommend getting from Ikea is your frames, especially if you're doing DIY art and you don't necessarily want to buy the canvas before you really get your feet wet with it. I was looking on Amazon, a frame of that size was somewhere around $70. It probably would have been a higher quality one, because that one is very much so light. Was again $70, but I got that one for $19.99, and it can't be beat because I'm going to do a DIY portrait or a wall art for this wall right behind me. My office is not done, so please excuse the background. But this was a great price as compared to the one on Amazon. So then next, these are the feather pillows that everyone is raving about. I did see Kiva talk about these pillows as well, but she recommended a hack, which I'm going to implement. This is one of the things. I was walking and I was chilling and I was just like, keep your head down, don't look. And then I seen these and I was like, oh yeah, I need these. I asked my husband, I was like, do you want new pillows for the couch? And he was like, he's not really a fan of like really soft pillows. I love feather pillows. And he was like, I mean, and I'm like, okay, we'll get them. So I literally just picked them up. So that's why you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. So again, Kiva recommended a hack that I'm definitely gonna implement. I have no clue what pillow cover I'm gonna put on this. I just throwing it in a bag. I don't. So anyway, the hack was to get a pillow cover that is a size smaller than the pillow you have when you have feather pillows. So that is completely not my hack. That is Kiva's hack. Go ahead and try it out and see and tell her how you like it. Randomly, I got this pillow This is a sneak peek to the DIY art I'm gonna go ahead and do for this back wall. Stay tuned to my channel and subscribe if you like what you see thus far and would like to see that DIY art. I'm definitely going to record that process. So that's just random. I don't necessarily recommend their small pillows. They all look flimsy and cheap. So, and then of course, I got these. Everyone is raving about these. These are just juice dispensers, but I got 2 of these. These 2 are definitely gonna be used quite frequently in our house because we do make a lot of our own juices. And then last but not least, these 2 bowls. They are huge. Oh my goodness, this is not doing it justice. They are huge, okay? I really haven't heard about Ikea's bowls. On my Pinterest, I have a lot of recipes that have like just a bunch of stuff in a bowl. So I looked at these and I was like, oh, these would be perfect. And when I seen these, I was like, these will make perfect salad bowls as well. That concludes my haul. I only spent like $65, which is so surprising to me just because it is very much so like, what? I don't know. You gotta be brave to go into Ikea to me. A lot of it looks cheap, but some of it doesn't look cheap. And if it's cheap, it's functional. So you want it. Like, you always think of a reason why you need this. I was in there looking at baby cribs. I'm not pregnant. We're not having babies if we can control it for like 2 years. So why was I in there looking at baby cribs? All I'm saying is the lighting in there was nice, and you start looking, you start imagining what it could be. Just watch yourself if you go to Ikea, okay? Anyway, that's all that I have for this video. I hope that this video inspired you to live life abundantly through spending money. No, I'm kidding. Live life abundantly through the pursuit of the life that God has for you through Christ Jesus, which is abundant living. I hope that you will be watching my next video and that you feel comfortable enough and go ahead and check out my channel and subscribe. Anyway, I hope that you have a good day and I check you watching my next video. Peace out.